Okay, so I recently upgraded my gaming rig and I went to 32 gigabytes of RAM. I just got a deal I couldn't refuse on it. It was G-Skill Sniper series and running at 1866. So, and I got a great deal, couldn't refuse it. I had 16 at the time, so I sold the 16 that I had and I jumped to the 32 mark, and mostly in hopes of starting playing with RamDisks and seeing what kind of performance could be gotten out of them. Just an update here. My rig's a Core i7 3930K, and I've got it at 4 gigahertz stable. I just didn't want to push it any further. I know it can go further. I'm using an H100, so I mean the temperatures are very, very reasonable. I mean, when I tested it, I ran Prime 95 for just a little over 24 hours, and I didn't have a core get higher than 68 degrees Celsius. So out of the 6 cores, that's pretty good. And the H100 actually did quite well. I was surprised, and I figured 4 gigahertz, that's fine. That's enough for me for right now. But anyway, back to the original topic here, the RAM disk. So on the left hand side there, I am running a Samsung SSD as like a game drive. I use Steam Mover, and I use Steam Mover and move some Steam games back and forth off of the SSD. Obviously I would fill it up if I tried to put them all on there, so I use Steam Mover for the ones that I'm currently playing, and then when I'm done playing I move them off. And so anyway, that drive you can see on the left there is that Samsung SSD on a SATA 6 gigabit connection on the motherboard. And then on the right is my recently created RAM disk. So you can see in several of the benchmarks there's a 10-fold, sometimes 8-fold, but 8 to even almost 20-fold difference in performance. So that RAM disk is pretty fast. I just created a 20 gigabyte RAM disk, and actually I use that now with Steam Mover. It's a little bit more of a pain in the neck because when you turn it off you lose everything in the RAM disk, and I'm actually using RamDisk Plus software, and it will copy everything out of RAM onto the hard drive, and then when you start Windows again it'll put it all back. So it's not too bad in that respect, but I just started with this and I don't quite trust the RAM disk yet. But I did some Skyrim playing on Steam off of the RAM disk, and I noticed a pretty substantial increase in loading time for the game. Not as substantial as going from a hard drive to an SSD, just because there's 10 times or more the performance over the RAM disk. I did not see 10 times the performance increase there. The hard drive to the SSD though, that was a huge increase. The RAM disk, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was kind of surprised. It didn't increase Skyrim a whole hell of a lot in loading. I'm assuming there's a lot more going on than it just reading and well, probably not writing, but reading files. It must be doing a lot of other things as well. But I did notice a pretty decent increase, enough that it was kind of neat as a novelty. I just don't know that I trust the RAM drive yet, but I'll play with it some more. But just wanted to do this video showing a look at what a RAM disk can actually do for a system. If there was something, I'll try it with some video editing here, and we'll see if it speeds up that at all, rendering. But I don't expect it to do a whole hell of a lot, but you never know. But yeah, definitely was something that uses a lot of disk access. That's a huge increase right there, going to a RAM drive. Just absolutely incredible. But so far in the gaming, like in the Skyrim game that I've been playing, haven't noticed a huge, but I'll play with it a little more and see if there's anything else that makes sense to use that RAM drive for. But yeah, anyway, I just want to do a little update and show off the RAM disk software a little bit. And as always, thank you guys for watching.